Hi everyone, this is Kruti Jay Panjoli, Assistant Professor in LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in Department of Electronics and Communication. This video is about subject Analog and Digital Communication System. From this video, you will learn about AM power calculations, AM current calculations, modulation by a complex modulating signal, and the example related to this. In the last video, we have calculated the equation for the total power. As we know that AM power calculations, in which we are going to calculate about how much power that is required to transmit the AM signal. So I said that AM signal that is having the three components. One is the carrier, another one is the lower sideband and the upper sideband. So the transmitted power that required, it is the total of the power transmitted to carrier, power required for the transmission of the lower sideband, and power required for the transmission of the upper sideband. So we said that AM wave is a voltage or a current wave. It consists of the carrier and two sidebands. Hence, AM will contain more power than the power contained by an unmodulated carrier. So, you know that the total power equations which we derived, it is PT is equal to PC. PC is the carrier power. In bracket 1 plus m square by 2. Now I want to find out the modulation index in terms of the total power PT and carrier power PC. So what we can write? It is the PT divided by PC is equal to 1 plus m square by 2. So 1 PT by PC, this 1 will go this side, so minus 1 is equal to m square by 2. We'll take this 2 this side, so it is 2 in bracket PT by PC minus 1 is equal to m square. Therefore, small m is equal to square root of 2 in bracket PT by PC minus 1. So this is the modulation index. It is in terms of the total power and the carrier power. So now next thing, that is transmission efficiency. What is the transmission efficiency? The transmission efficiency, that is the total power required to transmit the information to the total transmitted power. As I said, the LS sideband contains the information. So it is PLSB plus PUSB upon PT. What is the PLSB? That we know that it is the m square by 4 PC. What is PUSB? It is m square by 4 PC divided by what is PT? PT is PC in bracket 1 plus m square by 2. So now we'll take the m square by 4 plus m square by 4, it is m square by 2 PC upon PC in bracket 1 plus m square by 2. So PC is cancelled, so it is m square by 2 upon 1 plus m square by 2. So therefore the eta is equal to m square upon 2 plus m square. Transmission efficiency, so it is multiplied by the 100. Okay, so it is in the percentage. So as I said, what is the transmission efficiency? It is the ratio of transmitted power which contains the information to the total transmitted power. So it is PLSB plus PUSB, that is information, divided by total transmitted power, it is PT. So we can have the idea about the transmission efficiency. That sideband contains information and carrier does not contain any information. So that is why in the equation we are not involving the value of the PC. because while you are transmitting the information, what is the transmission efficiency? It is the ratio of information, total information to the total transmitted power. So this was about the AM power calculations. Now the next topic, that is the AM current calculation. How much current that is required to transmit the signal. So that is the AM current calculation. Now this AM current calculation, that is having the similarity with the AM power calculations also. So we know that the total power PT of an AM wave and the carrier power PC, that can be expressed in terms of the current. So IT is the total power, total current, and IC, that is the carrier current. Thus carrier current, okay, and the current that we are assuming, that is the RMS current. So now what is the PC? PC is equal to P is equal to I square R. So PC is equal to I square R. In the AM power calculations, we were writing the equation in terms of the voltage. Over here it is in terms of the current. So PC is equal to IC square R and PT is equal to IT square upon R. So PT upon PC is equal to, what is PT? It is IT square R. What is PC? It is IC square into R. Okay, so now RR is cancelled. So it is what? It is IT upon IC whole square. So we know that PT by PC is equal to 1 plus M square by 2. So now we can put this value over here, that IT by IC square, that is equal to 1 plus M square by 2. So IT by IC is equal to square root of 1 plus M square by 2. So this is about the equation of the total current and the carrier current in case of the AM wave. Now the modulation index in terms of the current, the modulation index in terms of the voltage, that we have also find it out. So which equation we derived lastly? IT by IC whole square is equal to 1 plus M square by 2. I want to find out the small m value. It's a modulation index. So you know that you can find it out. IT by IC whole square minus 1 is equal to M square by 2. Therefore the m is equal to square root of 2 in bracket IT by IC square minus 1. So this is the equation. So whenever in the examples the total current, carrier current is given to us, then we can find out the modulation index in terms of this. Now we'll solve the example. It is again the example same like other examples. You can solve it using this relationship. A carrier current is 8 ampere, but it increased to 8.93 ampere when it is modulated. Find percentage modulation index antenna current when modulation index changes to 0.8. What is our given data? A carrier current. The carrier current meant IC equal to 8 ampere. It increased to 8.93 ampere when it is modulated. So you have to keep in mind that when the word written in the example modulated, that means the modulation that will occur, and you know that after the modulation the signal is known as the modulated signal. So my IT value is equal to 8.93 ampere. So what I can do, the relation, which relationship I can use? IT upon IC whole square is equal to 1 plus M square by 2. What is my IT? IT is 8.93 upon 8 whole square is equal to 1 plus M square by 2. So I can find it out the value of the small m. So small m is equal to 0.7014. I want to find out the percentage modulation index. The percentage modulation index is what? That is the small m multiplied by 100. So we have the small m value 0.7014 and multiplying it by the 100, we can have the value, it is 70.14. So now the second thing that we need to find out, that is when the modulation index, antenna current we need to find out when the modulation index changes to 0.8. So now when the modulation index means the small m value that is changes to 0.8. We know the relationship. It is IT square equal to IC square in bracket 1 plus m square by 2. We'll put the small m value now 0.8. So now my 0.8 value is my small m, and IC value, carrier value, that won't change because it's a high frequency wave. Okay, so the carrier current that's remain as it was. So it is 0.8 square in bracket 1 plus 0.8 square divided by 2. So you can find out the IT value is equal to 9.19 ampere. Similarly, you can solve the other examples to get the idea about the AM current calculations. So it is about the topic AM current calculations. Now the next thing, modulation by a complex modulating signal. If you want to transmit the signal over the carrier, now the modulating signal that can be more than one. So more than one signal will travel onto the one carrier frequency. So over here in this example, in this theory, we will take the two signals, that is the modulating signal x1t equal to Vm1 cos omega m1t. Vm1, that is the amplitude of the modulating signal 1. It is omega m1, it is the radian frequency of the x1t wave, or you can also say that omega is equal to 2 pi f. So my x1t signal having the frequency fm1. Similarly, we'll take the another wave x2t equal to Vm2 cos omega m2t. So the total modulating signals is equal to x1t plus x2t. We'll put the value of the x1t and x2t over here. So it is Vm1 cos omega m1t plus Vm2 cos omega m1t. We have also studied about the equations of the AM wave. Similar things that we are doing over here. In that earlier case, only one modulating signal and one carrier signal. In this case, two modulating signal and one carrier signal. So now, carrier signal CT equal to Vc cos omega Ct. We know that the amplitude modulated wave is equal to Vc in bracket 1 plus small m cos omega m1t cos omega Ct in the earlier case where only one modulating signal is there. Over here we are taking the two modulating signal. So it is Vc in bracket 1 plus the one modulating signal having the modulation index m1. So it is m1 cos omega m1t, other modulating signal having the modulation index m2. So it is m2 cos omega m2t into cos omega Ct. So now we know that we are taking this Vc inside this bracket as well as multiplying cos omega Ct. In earlier case, we took the signal that is the sine wave. Over here, I took the cos wave. Both the things, okay, it is same. you know that the spectrum of the sine wave and the cosine wave. So it is Vc cos omega ct plus m1 Vc cos omega m1 t cos omega ct plus m2 cos omega omega m2 t Vc into cos omega ct. Now we know that here the cos omega m1 t cos omega ct. So which formula I can apply? 2cc is equal to cos a plus b plus cos a minus b. So I should multiply by 2 as well as divided by 2. So by applying this relationship over here, I can write Vc cos omega ct plus m1 Vc divided by 2 cos, as I said, omega c plus omega m1, because the carrier is higher than the information. So never write omega m plus omega c or omega m minus omega c. In the addition there is no problem, but while we write the subtraction, okay, only the subtraction that can be possible from the lower from the higher. Okay, so it is omega c minus omega m1 t plus m2 Vc divided by 2 cos omega c plus omega m2 t plus m2 Vc by 2 cos omega c minus omega m2 t. Here you can see that the carrier signal that is same, only the information signal that can be changed. So we know that this is my equations, that is the m1 Vc by 2. So now I can say over here that what is this? It is the carrier signal. It is what? So this is the my upper sideband. Okay, so this is what you can say that it's a upper sideband 1. What is this? It is nothing but my lower sideband 1. What is it? It is the upper sideband 2. And what is it? This is the lower sideband 2. So what I can say over here, that over here we have the two frequency. One is the modulating signal. This modulating signal having the frequency FM1, and here I can have the another frequency, okay, that is the having the frequency that is suppose the FM2. So what we have? We have the two different frequency will travel onto the same carrier wave. So you can say that this is your one frequency, okay, it is the another frequency, and they will travel onto the one carrier frequency. So you know that here we are deriving the equations for the this. Okay, so now the next, this is what it is, the amplitude spectrum of the wave. Okay, so frequency spectrum of AM wave with two modulating frequency. So I can draw the spectrum like this. It is the frequency, that is what you can write, it's a FC, carrier signal having the amplitude Vc. Okay, now this is what it is, the LSB 1, okay, it is having the amplitude M1 Vc by 2. It is my USB 1 M1 Vc by 2. It is my LSB 2 M2 Vc by 2, and this is the FC plus FM2, it is the USB 2. So you know that while the one signal, modulating signal is there, so in case of the one modulating signal, you know that the spectrum was like this, okay, that is the one carrier frequency and the two sideband. Now the two modulating signals are there, then the two sidebands plus the one carrier signal. So according to that, for the n number of signals, we can draw the frequency spectrum of the AM wave. Okay, so this is about the more than one signal. Now for in this case, what is the total power? I want to find out. So how can I find out the total power? Earlier, the total power for the one modulating signal, one carrier, it is PT equal to PC plus PLSB plus PUSB. Now over here, how many components are there? So one carrier plus the two upper sideband and two lower sideband. So now we are putting the value of that PUSB is equal to PLSB, and that is equal to m square by 4 PC. So we are using the same relationship which we used earlier, okay? And we know that the PC is equal to VC square upon 2R. So now we are putting all the value inside this equation, that is the PT is equal to PC plus PUSB1 plus PLSB1 plus PUSB2 plus PLSB2. So it is PC plus M1 square by 4 PC plus M2 square by 4 PC plus M1 square by 4 PC plus M2 square by 4 PC. I will take PC common. It is 1 plus M1 square by 2, 4 plus M1 square by 4 is M1 square by 2. M2 square by 4 plus M2 square by 4 is M2 square by 2. So whenever the two signals are there, the total power required for transmit the signal, it is PT equal to PC in bracket 1 plus M1 square plus M2 square by 2. Now if more than one modulating signals are there having the modulation index M1, M2, Mn, then what is the total power required? So total power required is PT is equal to PC in bracket 1 plus M1 square by 2 plus M2 square by 2 plus dash Mn square by 2. So this is the formula for the total power in non-sinusoidal AM wave. Now effective modulation index MT. Whenever we have the M1, M2, M3, M4, then what is the value of the total modulation index? So now here we will learn about how to find out this value of MT. So we know that PT equal to PC in bracket 1 plus M square by 2. So the effective modulation index MT, that is the PT is equal to, over here instead of a small m, I am putting the MT. So it is the M1 plus MT square by 2. So now we are comparing this equation with this. Both the PT are same. Okay, both the PT that are same. So if you are comparing, what you can write? This PC that can be also cancelled. So what we have? We have the equation. It is the 1 plus M square by 2 is equal to 1 plus MT square by 2. Okay, so 1 is also the cancel. So we can say that the MT square is equal to 1 M and MT square is equal to M1 square plus M2 square. Okay, also I can write over here, that is what is my the PT earlier what we have seen the equation, it is the PC in bracket 1 plus M1 square by 2 plus M2 square by 2. Okay, so you can compare the equation with this and this. So it is MT square is equal to M1 square plus M2 square. So MT is equal to square root of M1 square plus m2 square. So this way we can find out the total modulation index when the m1 square and m2 square is given. So if the m1 is equal to 0.5 is given, m2 is equal to 0.7 is given. So by putting the 0.5 and 0.7, you can find out the total modulation index for that. So this way we can find out the modulation index. Now bandwidth of non-sinusoidal AM. What is the bandwidth? It is in the spectrum you have seen the band that was the FUSB2 minus FLSB2. Okay, we have drawn it like this, so you can have the idea about it that this was my spectrum, and the spectrum that contains the 4 side bands and 1 information signal. So it is the LSB1, it is my LSB2, it is my USB1, and this is my USB2. So the bandwidth required for it is how much? So it is the upper frequency minus lower frequency. So it is the FC plus FM2 minus FC minus FM2. So FC cancel and it is equal to twice FM2. So we can say that the bandwidth of AM system is equal to twice the maximum modulating frequency. So this is about the bandwidth of non-sinusoidal FM. You can solve the examples based on this from the book given to you. Thank you very much, everyone.